Well, g'day tubes, how's she going? So I guess I'm not gonna mount those things on the roof of the Dewey there. Come on, buddy. There you go. Backfire. Warm. Juice it. Crash. But anyways, yeah, we're not gonna mount them up there. Be nice for the plumbing, but yeah, most of you were right, you know, that so I start laying on those things, someone's gonna see them right away and stuff, and yeah, I kind of agree with that. So now I started taking apart the front here. We're gonna have to go down to the garage because I need some R tools. Some R tools. We got this top Dewey off here. It's basically just sort of fits right on there, right? Covers all that up. Man, oh man, look at the bugs in there. Oh, not many now, they all fell out. But anyways, kind of hopefully gonna go down in front here. I don't know, boys, there is not much room. If we didn't have air conditioning this, we'd have another probably 3 inches of space where they would have fit just beautifully, but that's the air conditioning condenser. I believe this is power steering cooling thing here, and then down in front here there's another one for the transmission. But we're gonna peel off this front grill here. There's just a couple of little Deweys you gotta realign to the Dewey there, and then that should pop out. And we're gonna maybe pop these lights out too, just make her a little bit more accessible, and they just sort of pop out with these big pins here. Better not lose them. And yeah, so anyways, let's just sort of happy close this down here and fire it up. We'll head her down the garage and get some tools. I just sat on those pins. Oh yeah. Nice new windshield. Sweet. Alright, I can't see through the tint because it's all fogged up too. And hopefully no one behind me because I can't quite see that either. So usually some knob come flying out of the gate and locking up the brakes and being a complete knob. So anyways, before I start tearing and ripping and tearing here, I do need to go dig another cremation hole for today because it is 10 o'clock almost. And yeah, we better get that rocking. So we'll just pull the truck up to the back here for now and gather our tools that we need for that, and we'll go dig that, and then we'll come back and start peeling this apart. Alright, so just before we start tearing apart, we're going to have a look see what we can do here, because this is really, you know, this is the biggest, longest one, right? So it's going to be the one that's going to give us the most difficulty, but I'm not liking this so far, boys. Now, I know some of you are saying mounting them down in here somewhere, the engine bay, but geez, really, there's not a whole pile of room there either. Not a whole pile of room. So, I guess what we're going to have to do is maybe pop this off and just have a look in behind. Because there's not a whole pile of room. Like that's the smallest one, so I mean that could go kind of anywhere. You know, it could even mount right in or something right there. You know, I don't know how I'm going to exactly mount these. They might not get solidly mounted with these guys. I might just zip tie them right onto stuff, you know, because basically you should have like a proper mounting plate and everything. And holy man, I ain't got all that room. And where some of these are going to have to go are, you know, going to be in different locations. So actually the two, you know, not liking that too much. Not a pile of room, boys. Not a pile of room. But if I have to, I guess one could go sort of across. I don't know, you kind of want them all bellowing the same way, right? You know, even if they were all sort of laid in here somehow. I'm trying to keep them away from the heat, right? Away from the heat as much as we can, anyways. Of course, I got one left. You know. You know. Okay. You know. Something arranged something like that might mostly be, oops, okay-ish. We can get an idea there, roughly. I'd really like to have them mounted to something, though, you know, but if they're going to be in a configuration something like this, that just ain't going to work. That is just not going to work. So, yeah. But I'm thinking something in here like this might be alright. You know, we can run our dewies up. Run her underneath the thing and come right up through here with them. Down under there maybe, so that might work. That might work. What'd you do to your bike?
What did you do to it?
I didn't do nothing. You wrecked it. Oh. Oh, a little more breathing room, eh, Dilly? Holy. So you're gonna give us a little demo? Do like a nice little wheelie or something for us?
I don't know.
Yeah, sure you can. Just turn around here and then wheelie. Holy, I'm gonna take all day. Give her! Oh, plow! That's a little better. Try going this way now, doing one. Okay. Juice it. Not right there, you're gonna hit a stone. Turn and go up the road. Okay, juice it. Has a little more snap to her. Holy. So he saw a video this morning on the YouTubes about this kid that took his little filtery thingy spark arrestor dewey out and just had to try her. So I guess there's a lot of restriction there because it's got to push the stuff through there and then finally out the dewey, right? So is it faster too? No. No? You haven't actually juiced it. Go up there in second gear and like juice it around the corner, see what happens. Okay, juice it. Sounds like it's got more power. I don't know. Interesting. Alright, I know you guys are probably going to kick me in the face for doing it this way, but I got them in. We love zip ties. The zip ties are freaking awesome. And you know what? It's actually fairly solid in there, so I think we're going to drive on with that. That's actually decent. I got lots in there, tying here, tying there, around that, double ties here. You know, so she should be ready to rock. The only one I'm concerned about is maybe this one. I should have probably wrapped that with something first. I'll just have to keep an eye on that. If it does, we'll have to wrap something around it and then zip tie her back on or find something somewhere else to go with it. Just because, you know, it's on the hose, it could, you know, rub a dewey into the hose and yeah, not too good. So I guess we don't have to take our grill and stuff off. That's all right. Don't mind that. So anyways, that one's a bit loose yet. Could be a bit snugger maybe. Snug that one up a little more. Maybe, if I can get in here. Oh, a little better. Well, that's better. Good. Well, I'm sitting in the back of the truck here now, and man, I wish these things were all up on the top of the tank, not on, you know, the side, but I guess these are really meant to be mounted underneath, you know, but I'm really wanting to put her in the back here where it's going to be looking like this in the next 5 years or whatever, you know. It'll still look nice and clean, not all rotten and rusted and junk, you know, but having a bit of an issue where to put stuff, you know, but maybe this wouldn't be such a bad idea if I made this thing kind of able to come out if needed to be, right? So now we got to think of something for that. Now you do want her tied down to something, but to what though? To what? I mean, I do have a tie ringy thing there, but nothing really back here to tie anything to. And originally I was wanting to put her in the corner like this. It's making it pretty tight for the lines, and this one is the one that air out, right? So it's gonna have to like bend right now, and not liking that too much, boys. So what I'm thinking is, I don't know what I'm thinking. Might even, it's kind of crazy, but I might even hang it off of the bed of the thing there, maybe. She's gonna be a tricky thing, you know, but if I hang it, at least I could still slide some lumber and stuff underneath it, where, you know, right there it's gonna sort of be in the way, but I won't be able to kind of show you where I was thinking of hanging it until, you know, it's kind of up there. But oh man. Now another thing is too, actually it might hang off of this one not too bad here, and hang sort of in this corner here. I got the drill with me and stuff. I guess I could drill a hole. I'll do a marking drill, I guess, because there's holes on the back. I mean, I don't have to mount it with all 4 holes, but 4 is nicer. But she might flop a little bit there. I don't really know until we get her on and bolt her down. So, but anyways, I guess I'll drill a hole here and see what happens. Well, I'm not super happy with that installation. I'm gonna have to make some brackets to hold onto here, I guess, and then, you know, solid that up a little bit or something in there. I don't know. We'll have to figure something out. There's a side there somewhere, but we'll get something wedged in there maybe, and then bolt her to that too. And then, I don't know, probably just the weight of the tank will be enough to, I don't know, it should probably bolt it solid, but noisy dirt bikers. Now you're probably wondering too, well, why'd you mount it that way? You should have had your Deweys and your gauge up, you know. Well, yeah, but also mounted this way, we got the drain valve on the wrong side too, so that's not too much good. So what my thought was maybe popping at one of these and putting the drain valve there, and maybe have this one here as the air compressor line out, you know, so we can run a little air compressor line. And I'm kind of hoping that the compressor will kind of sit up in there somewhere, hopefully, and we can drill a hole somewhere. I know I was watching or having a look underneath here, and I could follow this wheel well down, and there was like a support Dewey, so we're gonna have to go up in here, or maybe up further with the line, the big 1/2-inch line that's got to come out. So hopefully this stuff will kind of do its thing and kind of go down under there like that. I should probably see if I can find some of those securing down Deweys too, you know, for in here. So, but anyways, let's drill a hole here. I also got to remember too, and I think I'm safe if I went right about in here somewhere, of that filler thing for the truck, which is actually further up here more. So I think maybe I'm going to go right in here somewhere. If I can get under there. She's going to be a tall, should have done that first, but oh well. Let's drill a hole here, see what happens. Holy snapping. I think my bits may be screwed here. Hang on a sec. This other one was drilled a little better, but we gotta make her 1/2 inch for that line anyways. That seemed to pop through pretty good. Oh, something tells me I'm right on that stupid rail thing. That felt better. I can actually see daylight now. Hey, what's a couple extra holes? Or actually, they need another one anyways. For the wires and stuff too, right? So. Holy! There we go. Okay. Let's see if we have a hole. A hole! Not a hole. So, anyways, I guess we'll see if we can stuff this stuff down here. Oh, wrong hole. This hole. I'm probably supposed to run this stuff through a grommet, which probably I won't. But it's actually a pretty good tight fit, and this stuff's fairly thick, so I might as well stuff as much as I can through there. Leave enough in here for the hookup. Which should be enough there. Yeah, that'll work pretty good. Alright, so we got her in, around. She's not really kinked or nothing, which is good. She's stuffed in. I was actually reading on these fittings too. They do actually look pretty good. Just weird looking, eh? I ain't never seen nothing like these things before. So that should be good there. And we got to, I guess, probably drill another hole. See, I don't think I'm going to make it through that. I'm probably heading through that framey thing, so I might see if I can do one a little bit further back here, maybe. And that's for the wires and stuff. Man, something wrong with this bit. I want to drill plastic. Well, we'll do another pilot, I guess. Hopefully we get through this time. Holy snapping. I see daylight. Man, you'd almost think the air compressor wasn't on. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. Ole! It's coming. Get in there, though. I don't think my air compressor's on. Doesn't sound like it. We're almost through though. Holy snapping. Okay, I've got to see what's going on here. Alright, we were down to about 50 psi. I guess I had the air compressor off. So we'll see if we can get through this now. Here. Oh, go the right way might help. Oh. Oh, seriously? That's all we needed, boys. That's all we needed. Alright, so we got air compressor here now too. And I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with that yet. Be nice to mount it up top here somewhere too, but I don't know, boys. I don't know. We got to get her somewhat close because it's got to go into there like that. So maybe what I'll do is fire that in first. I did bring a something. Where did I put it? Hang on. Well, trying lots of options, and the best way I can see for wire-wise and stuff is probably right around there somewhere. Now, I'm not just going to drill that into the floor like that. I'm probably going to mount that thing to a plate of some sort. We'll have to make that up a little bit later on. And mount that to the plate, and then probably mount the plate down or something. I don't know yet. So. But anyways, that'll probably be the sort of final resting area for it. And everything else should be good. The wires can go down through or whatever, probably bring the wires up through. And so I'm going to do that and that. And this is going to need juice. Geez, I should have got one of those. Basically, you run one wire up through, and then it's got like a fuse box thing right there. I could have done it all right there. But, oh well, that's alright. So now I guess we should start doing some wiring. Have to do a bit of thinking about that. Alright, so we got a couple of wires hooked on here, and we're getting the big fella out here now. This is going to be the main juice. Pretty thick, good wire, so I guess I'll use her. I do have like thicker stuff. It's just absolutely huge, but I think this should probably be lots. So I'll just get this unwrapped, and I'm gonna feed her down through. If I can find the end of her. There, I think we got her now. And I thought I had some smaller of this wire loomy stuff, but I've only got this real big stuff, so I don't think it's gonna fit in the hole. Unless I get in there and try to hog her out a bit bigger, but I don't know what to do with that. I should have smaller stuff, but I don't have any. I think I used her all at my trailer last time. So, anyways, I do want to run this through something, especially this, because I know this could get really nasty really fast. So for now, we'll just run the wire down and leave enough to hook on to this feller here. That's the one that's going to come from the fused 12 volt power. And we already got that one hooked on to the compressor. So basically the switch here in this blue box up here will say, hey man, you need air, and then give the compressor power, right? So, I'll get this fed down here, and I brought in my connector kit Dewey, the little connector Deweys. But we may have to go for little walkies, because I got no more cars to drive here today, and walk over to the old crappy tire there and grab some smaller loom. And then we'll just loom this all the way to the front, where we're going to hook into the power. Watch me stuff this stuff all the way through, right? That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Okay, we got enough left. Let's connect to the compressor. We got our grounds hooked up. I'll show you that in a sec. So I need another one of them Deweys. I got quite a nice little kit here, these Deweys. That's, I guess, a blue one. So I need one of them for... Nope. We already got one of them in there, so we need one of these. We need the female end. Okay. So basically, how these things work is you basically got to shear off some of the plastic on the outside. Hopefully this is going to fit in here. It's an awful lot of wire there. We might have to go with a little bit bigger one. Maybe a yeller one might be better. So we'll just shear off a bit of this with my special tool. Sorry, you can't really see that. There, got a bit sheared off there. So basically you put your wire in there to this gauge and then run around and just yank her off. Works pretty good. Okay, I'm going to try fitting this blue one. kind of don't think she's gonna fit. No, that's a bit too tight. So we'll go with a yeller one. I think red's even smaller again. Red's really small, yeah, so it'll have to be this yeller one. So you just slide that on, but first, we just want to make sure that she's gonna coagulate in there. Oh yeah, that should do good. Ugh, now I can't get it out. Okay, so give her a little twist. Now you want to make sure you just got the wires poking through these dewies, just like that, right? And then take your crimping dewey, see the little bumps on there? And these things, if you notice, they're split right in the middle there, so when you crush her down, she'll crush down onto the wire and stuff, right? Something like that. She should be good there. And better not hook that up yet until I get my loom dewey stuff in there. So I think I already showed you the rest of that kit. There's the rest of that kit, Princess Auto Special, of course, Power Fist. But she's a good kit. I got her on sale. I think it was like 70 bucks for all those. That was a pretty good deal. So I am fairly strong on just soldering them together and then heat shrinking, but this will be nice for fast, easy removal, you know, if I have to take this thing out. So up there I just put the ground wires onto the dewey there. Hopefully that gets enough ground. If not, we might have to relocate them somewhere else, but we'll try her there and see. So I guess for there, and this is that ignition one, which I'm not 100% positive on. Ignition wire power source. So basically, unless there's no impulse juice, I guess, going through this, it'll just totally turn this off, which I wanted to put like a on-off switch, but that's going to be in the cab. So I think what I'm going to do is power these, put these ones together, all three of these basically, put them together, and that's not going to work with that kind of connector then, is it? So have a dual connector thing here. The only thing I can do maybe is put them together with like one of these fellers here, which is like a button end one. So I know a lot of you are saying, "Oh, let's do it the way they tell you and stuff." Well, yeah, but gonna do it my own way. So I know a little bit about wiring and stuff, so it's not too bad. I'm not totally lost with it, but well, that's good. So if those three get hooked together, that should give this thing power all the time, unless I turn the switch off inside the cab, which somewhere in this line I'm going to run up to the side of the cab with the 12 volt whatchamacallit dewey, that feller, and which is a fuse thing, and hook a switch onto that, so somewhere in the cab there. But anyways, I think he sounds like he's back. We're going to run the crappy tire for a minute. Alright, our wire is loomed, so now we got to feed her back up through the dewey there and get enough up top there, and then I got another roll of loom anyways, because I'll probably need a little more. It only comes in 10-foot rolls, so I want hoe. Uh-oh. Alright, so since we were so rudely interrupted, we got the, I'm sort of not liking where I put that, but I guess she'll be alright. Get this thing findled up inside of there. Put a little more extra up, maybe. Sorry for the camera. Okay, hopefully that'll stay there. And yeah, we missed the filler hose thing anyway, so that's good. And we'll have to start running these along somewhere along here. Not 100% sure where yet, but kind of wouldn't mind getting this thing up onto the stand deweys there. Give me a little more shovinging room underneath. And yeah, so how's our exhaust system looking? Pretty exhausted looking. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. Nice and shiny still. But anyways, I'll do a bit of wiring and stuff here, and Hopefully this air hose will bend enough. Might be alright actually to shoot it right through there. And then there's another hole right through there. Might be alright. And this stuff too, I probably should put it in something too, although it is somewhat fairly thick stuff, but I don't know if my bigger stuff will fit that or not. I should probably put it in something though. Well, we're up on the Dewey, so it'll give me a bit more room for underneath there and stuff, but I'm going to stuff all this stuff up through now, but I'm not going to film any of it because I'm just going to go at her here. So anyways, I'll show you what we sort of done when we get her done. Oh yeah, just before I do that, I got that 3/4 inch loom, used her for the hose, so that'll be good. That'll give her a little more protection. And yeah, I'll have to thread on probably a bit more of that stuff, but we'll see. But anyways, I got some zip ties. We're going to zip tie this to as many things as we can. Probably wouldn't be bad just to run them both together too. And yeah, so anyways, here we go. Alright, so we got all the Dewey stuff removed here. Man, it looks like brand new mostly, well, except the rust. But under here, you know, look at this other stuff someone's ran at one time. I guess it's going back here to the big sub box or something, I don't know. A few bits of wires and stuff though. I don't know what everything was for, but those are speaker wires. That's power wire, looks like. Jump amp wire. I don't know what the heck this white one is. Something for something, I guess. Sweet! But anyways, there's the heck's that going to? Powered seat something? This seat doesn't have any power on it. I don't know. Oh, actually, that's probably the Dewey for the seatbelt thing. You tell you you're not tied in. But anyways, we drilled a little hole there. We're gonna stuff the wires up through, and then I'm gonna put my switch. I don't know exactly where yet, but the fuse Dewey's right here, so we got fuse Dewey area there. And what else? I guess that's it. Yeah, so we'll run that up. And wow, look at these wires. Big mother's coming through up there somewhere. Holy. Anyways, let's run a wire through, and we're gonna need some more loom. So there's a bunch of that cable they use for the deep well pumps, deep well pumps. Look at the size of the green ground on it. Holy huge. So I'm going to use some of this red out of this, but look at the size of this green. It's freaking huge. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 thick huge wires in that. And a real wicked thick coating. I want to use this stuff going through the firewall and stuff, right? So we'll shave off some of this red and start running that through. I'm going to sort of punch through the same place they punch through the big red line here for the sub, and we'll have her pop through here hopefully. Alright, so if all goes well, you should see some red wire come through, hopefully. Red wire, boys. Oh, I see red wire coming. Sweet. Okay, that should be lots there. I can probably pull that back a hair, but we'll leave that for now. Now let me show you where we punched through here. There's like a rubber boot. The main wire and everything goes through down in here. That feller there. So they run their red one there. I run my red one there. And hopefully, oh, I don't know, boys, if I'm going to hook into this one or not, or just run my own Dewey, because I got all big stuff. This is all, of course, all small stuff. Isn't that just lovely? Plus, it looks like I'd have to take half of this apart to get underneath there to hook the wires onto it, so I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. Probably not. I'll have to find somewhere else to hook in the power. Well, I think where the master power is going to come from is where they've hooked in this Dewey there as well. I'm gonna have to get that open and clean that up. I don't know if you can see that, but you see they splice into the battery there and then run their big red Dewey off of that. Focus in there. So she's gonna get a bit grimy looking, so I can put another terminal on that thing, clean it all up, put another terminal on for this one, and then basically that's what they've done there, is run their fuse right there, right? So that's like a big fusey Dewey. If you're sucking too much juice, she'll pop. So I'll run that, and then I'll run my fuse, and then into the cab here. And I'm going to put my switch on. Now this is going to be to turn the compressor and stuff off. That's the way I want to set her up. So now I got to find a good place for that switch, which I'm thinking right in this little bezel here. If I can get this maybe right off, I can do it right there. Of course, I'm gonna have to fiddle with that a bit more. Oh man. All right. Yeah, looks like I got to get the gear shifter out. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so yeah, that's actually not too bad. So I was going to put it down on this thing, but this is actually like really thick. Gives you a bit of beef, right? So, holy, look at the mess of wires down in there. Oh, I don't like it when they tape things together like that. But yeah, I'm thinking switch might go in here somewhere. It might be alright because there's lots of room back in here, right, for the wiring and stuff. You know, there's a couple of wires, so it's going to have to sit and then go down through the dewey there. So should see if I can fisher this through here somewhere. Oh, I'm going to need 2 hands, I think, boys. Yeah, anyways, we'll get that fissured through, and then so we'll have to drill a little hole in this, put our switch in, get that going. Alright, we got everything all loosely hooked together, and we still got to get everything in, tucked away, but these switches always confuse me. I'm not sure which one's on, which one's off. Like, I know on the front it's got a thingy that, you know, the thing only fits one way, but then it doesn't tell you really which wire, right? So, unless there doesn't, I don't know that. But, so we'll leave that for that, like that for now. So that's hooked to there, hooked to the switch, hooked to that. That's going to the back now. That should be good back there. We got to do a bit more connecting back there yet. And then onto the battery, to the battery terminal, which we're getting close here. We could actually probably give this thing a quick little test just to see if the compressor fires on. Yeah, it's got to do a bit of joining there. A couple of fittings will be good. Okay, everything's temporarily ready there just for a little test, see if the compressor turns on here. So, if I don't have a good enough ground there, we might have to adjust that, but should be able to get enough through the screwed into the thing there, and I think it should be alright for now. But this one here I'm really not crazy on, so I probably will come back and solder that, and then put the heat shrink wrap to it. And yeah, so I think if we just go touch that wire up to the battery or something there, or that little terminal, we'll see if this makes a noise back here. Alright, so if I got this hooked right, this is in the off position, so double checking everything. Technically now, if we attach this to the battery, well, that's good. We're not getting any sparking or nothing, so that's good. Now, we turn this switch to on, which technically means I want to charge the system. Let's go. Someone's in my way. We touch this now. Oh, that's good. Oh, she's working, boys. She's working, boys. Let's go back here and just double check things. I just let it run for a couple minutes there, a second or whatever too, so I can't see if there's pressure there, but a little hair bit of pressure. Oh, how much there though? Interesting. Oh no, there won't be any pressure. Oh, I'm such a dolt. I haven't got this thing hooked to anything yet. But anyways, it seemed like it ran. It's just a bit warm, not too bad at all really. So anyways, what a dolt I am, eh? Holy. But anyways, that seems to work. So, I guess now we'll hook that into the power. Or I guess maybe that should be the very last thing. That should probably be the very last thing. Close my windows in here because it might rain tonight. I'm gonna have to make this a 2-day thingy, I guess, because we gotta get going. But anyways, yeah, it seemed to sound like it worked. So anyways, let's just go have a check at the front here again for a sec. So that seems like it was working good. So on and off is the right way. Sweet! Had a 50-50 chance, boys, and I made her. But anyways, we'll get this tucked up back inside here again, and then get that wire hidden a little bit more better, maybe. That should work good. Well, I guess for today we'll call our day. We gotta go to dinner tonight, so better get home, get cleaned up, because it's already 3:41. Holy man, oh man. But anyways, so far so good. We're looking pretty good. I guess the last little bit would be to hook up the compressor line to the solenoid, and then from the solenoid hook up the little lines to the horns. So it shouldn't be too much more. I'm thinking I'm gonna mount that solenoid valve onto the firewall there somewhere. It seems to be a little bit of room there, so hopefully we can get her mounted there and she should be good. And then we'll have to run a couple more wires to the push button thing that I want to use in here to actually activate her, actually honk her, right? So that'll basically open that solenoid valve, let the air through to the horns, and then at the other side. So anyways, we're heading home. Like I said, I gotta get dinner to go to, so we'll finish this up tomorrow, I guess, and she should be good for her test. Anyways, have a good night. Thanks for watching, and we will see you later.